I've been talking about the benefits of creating your podcast using Anchor for quite a while, but today there are so many more benefits that I can't imagine using a different hosting platform. And that's because Anchor, the world's largest podcast hosting platform, has now combined with Spotify for podcasters to create an all-new, first-of-its-kind platform with everything you need to create and grow a podcast. This means that you are now able to combine Anchor's all-in-one free hosting and distribution with all the best features Spotify has to offer, so you can make, manage, and level up your show. This includes the ability to upload or record your content, publish video podcasts to Spotify, add interactive features like Q&A and polls, choose from a number of monetization tools, and keep track of your show's growth with advanced analytics. And of course, you can still publish your episodes and distribute them to all platforms where your podcast is available. What makes all of this so amazing is that even if you already have a podcast hosted elsewhere, you can still take advantage of Spotify's free growth tools for podcasters, like analytics and fan engagement. You can do this by claiming your show on Spotify for Podcasters. Spotify for Podcasters is truly the easiest way to make any podcast, manage your show, and get the most out of Spotify. All you have to do is focus on your content, and they'll take care of the rest. For more information, go to podcasters.spotify.com. Hi, I'm Princess Rara.
And I'm Dara, the Electro Khaleesi.
And this is Pink Kink, the podcast where we talk about the pretty,
twisted side of kink.
Today's episode is produced by our electrifying Pink Kinksters. Thank you, Jay, Witcherman, Brianna Lynn, Daddy J, Fabe, Embers, Blossom, William P., Claire, Jam Today, Lady Blooding, Primal Empress, Roxy, Naughty and Nice, Butte Pain, Northern Sir, Manda Panda, Cat, Stefan, Shadow Phoenix, Serenity Deb, Robert, Ruby R., Christopher, Kilted Sir, Fire Good and His Good Boy Grant, Brian, May Cry Devil, Ruby Riot, Mistress Velma, Enchanted Sparrow, The Wombat, Impact Hazard, Twitch, Lioness X, The Midnight Girl, Sinful,
Mrs. and Mr. Hart, J21, Daisy If You Do, Princess Katharina and Katharina's Thrall, Harley Chick, Violet Rain, Serenity Belle, Puppy Mike, Jedi Kitten, Eric, Cat Daddy, Sweetie Todd, Radically Blessed, Lady Affliction, Dr. Dave, Sunshine, Pumpkin Pie, Miss Tourmaline, S'more, Hacksaw, Kinky Katie, Wee Mad Beastie, To Be Better For Me, Sissy Annabelle, Forrest, BP Bryn, Ray S, Crash Override, Becca, Sir Sin, Little Bean, Kinky Bear, I'm a Bitches, Barbie, and Frost.
Pink Kink runs off the generosity of our devoted patrons.
As a patron, you will become a member of our special Discord server, receive some adorable Pink Kink stickers, as well as have access to a monthly behind-the-scenes podcast. Patrons also get discounts at our Etsy shop, Pink Kink Boutique, and our online classes at Pink Kink Institute.
In addition, our impactful and electrifying Pink Kinksters get special audio and video episodes. And finally, patrons at our highest tier will be recognized as producers, both here on the podcast and on our website.
If you would like to become a patron, you can visit us at patreon.com/pinkkinkpodcast or click the link at pinkkinkpodcast.com.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rara. Happy birthday, part 1.
I'm so confused. This is not what I thought we were recording.
Oh, me too. Never mind. Oh, wait, no. Yes, no, I'm right. Hold on. Let me do this.
All right.
Let me add to that. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday party.
Is this the part where we give the caveat that we are so fucking party hungover and tired? We cannot necessarily be responsible for what the hell we say and do here.
Precisely. And you know what? I'm keeping all of that. It is not Rara's birthday episode part 1. It is also not just my birthday party. So I fucked up twice now. But you know what? I don't give a shit because I'm hungover as fuck.
Party hangover. Because we did not have alcohol. Party hangover.
I did not drink.
Hold on. Did you drink earlier in the day?
I
Not
drank
today, but
nothing.
yesterday.
I didn't. I drank absolutely nothing. Well,
Right,
I had water. I didn't drink alcohol.
It's purely party hangover then.
100% party hangover. I am so fucking tired. And there's a dog stepping on me right now.
I have to tell you, I am really proud of you.
Thank you.
Because you stayed almost till the end.
And you know what? The only reason I didn't last that extra 20 minutes is because my entire group was like, okay, we're going. I was like, oh, okay. I was actually going to try and last that last 20 minutes. I really was.
Meanwhile, I was there until the lights got turned on. And our friend yelled very loudly, because she can, "If you are not staff, get out!"
Did she really?
"You are moving too slow. Pick up the pace. Go home."
I want to offer that woman a job because where I work needs her very, very badly.
It was, that was what was happening, is that we were literally yelled out.
I love her. Did you see? Oh my God, her outfit was absolutely incredible.
Shoes.
My God, that woman can dress. Yes. And the mesh corset thing she was wearing, Jesus Christ.
All right, so if you guys haven't figured this out yet, this episode is about our birthday party itself.
Yes. Not because I sang happy birthday party to me, but happy birthday episode to Rara. So if you combine those, it goes happy birthday to us. Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday to our party. Happy birthday to us.
Yeah, what she said.
Yeah.
I thought her it's too much to sing at this point.
I'm fucking wasted on party.
Last night
Words are hard.
Was the Pink Kink takeover of the event Risque at Crucible.
Oh, I think it was a hit.
A little bit. There was wall-to-wall people, so much pink. I had to stop a couple of people to admire their outfits. I met this beautiful queen, all in pink, the one you had pointed out to me, and I went, oh yeah, no, I see her.
With the wings?
With the wings and the horns and the heels. And
she was a pink unicorn princess. It was amazing.
Oh my God. Did you also see the guy dressed as the pink Power Ranger? Loved that.
Yes, and then there was the pink bunny.
We had a pink bunny. We had our good friend Puppy Mike, who was dressed in his I Am Kenough pink sweatshirt, and I found out where he got it. When is Daddy J's birthday?
Daddy J one.
When is Daddy J's birthday?
April.
All right, so we'll get it for
him.
Way
too far away.
We'll get it for him for the holidays.
We're gonna have to do an episode for his birthday, aren't we?
If we can find what to talk about, I'm all for that.
Because we've already done a bunch of episodes.
We are getting him an I Am Kenough sweatshirt.
We have to.
Because it's in pink.
Oh, so yeah, for sure.
So that next time we need him to wear pink at an event, he will have something in stock.
He will have his own clothes instead of having to borrow one of mine, you mean?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Do you want to describe that?
Well, he was wearing Dara's pink power shirt from our Pink Kink boutique on Etsy. Link in the show notes. It is...
Rod, no.
What?
You didn't do that right.
Listen, that's the best you're going to get with this voice and this tired body.
No, that was terrible.
I was pretty impressed that I even remembered to do it at all.
Okay.
It's a lady's shirt. So it's a V-neck.
Very, very clearly a
It
lady's
didn't look right
shirt.
on the guy.
No.
So if you are one of our male identifying listeners, or you prefer male shirts, then we do have those as well. We have both female shirts and male shirts, according to
Promise.
the people who make these decisions as to what to call these shirts.
Yeah, well, I think, okay, just it wasn't right. Let's just say it wasn't right.
Yeah.
On him. On his body type, it wasn't right.
So we'll get that for him. So he'll be set next time.
I mean, I'm going to get him a male shirt anyway. I'm going to get him his own shirt, but like, I couldn't find anything to put him in last night.
I thought you were buying him. We had talked about it and looked on Amazon for some stuff.
It looked awful and it smelled weird. We had to send it back immediately. It smelled like burnt plastic. It was awful.
Oh, no. We had pink beards.
Mm-hmm. There were quite a few of those.
We had, I met a few people who were like, I love pink. It's my favorite color. I'm so excited to be able to wear it. I'm like, yes, sister. Thank you.
And then there were the people that were like, I don't own any pink. I'm wearing all black because, black goes with everything. And we were like, yeah, cool. Work it.
Pink and black are my dungeon colors, so it's fine.
Okay.
I met a couple of guys who were like, actually their female partners were like, ask to see their boxers. I picked the boxers out. The boxers have pink on them. So one of our friends, I just looked at him. I said, where's your pink? Because I knew where it was. He says, well, it's on my boxers. I said, prove it. If I don't see it, it didn't happen.
Did he?
Take those, drop trousers right there.
Awesome.
And I got to see the pink boxers. So thank you for that.
Okay, so we have to go back a little bit because when we were getting ready for this, so our friend changed her name literally on me last night when she got here. She's like, I don't want to be this name anymore. I want to be this name. So Minnie, formerly known as Annis.
Thank you. Can I just say one thing real quick? Because she listens, right? Does she listen now?
Yeah.
I want to give her a big shout out of gratitude.
Okay, yeah, go. No,
because
you're doing it out of order.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Do your thing. Do your thing.
She just was a humongous help to me during setup. And so I wanted to thank her. But go on.
She has the same fetish as you. You guys both get off to organizing things. I said that from the beginning. I knew the two of you would be doing that together. I said, I got to hook up Rara and now Minnie. And that has to be.
I did make her laugh really hard when she was trying to open up the boxes of candy.
What'd she do?
And I went, oh, I've got a scissors. Would that help? She's like, yeah. And I handed it to her and I said, and it's pink. And she just started laughing. It's like, of course
they are.
Of course you have pink scissors. I'm like, yeah.
Did you see her hair? Did you notice?
I noticed it originally. Did she change it during the evening?
No.
No, she put it up at the end. I noticed that.
Yeah, she did. We put my pink, my rose gold hair gel in her hair last night.
With the darkness and the lights, it couldn't see a lot of stuff.
Oh, well, she looked spectacular. Absolutely. I mean, I have to get her own bottle now. Like, her birthday is a while back, like in May, but I have to get this for her. It looked so good. Oh, I just stepped on a dog and it scared me. Okay. All right. Going back a little bit. So Minnie and I had on Friday gotten together and we were like, okay, timing. Because we were carpooling because we were taking her giant ass car because we had 6 people. So we were like, okay, we're leaving at this time because we have to go pick up the balloons, which is its own story. So we want it back and we want to have time to do our hair and makeup. Excuse me. We want to, wow, that came out of nowhere. Blame that on the hangover. And we allotted this much time for this. Okay. And now this much time for that, but we have to eat and we have to order before we eat. So we have to make sure that we order half an hour before we want to eat. I mean, when I tell you that girl is fucking sick. with
I love
organizing
it.
and planning.
I
I'm telling
fucking
you.
love it.
You two need to be best friends. I swear to God. She's like she's me, but more Virgo. Yes.
You know,
And,
her
like,
fiance
completely
and I
not
have
me.
the same birthday.
I heard. Yeah, he was super excited about that when he was leaving
We're
last
birthday
night.
buddies.
He reminded me.
We're birthday
So
buddies.
we'll have to do a thing with the two of you. So we did all of that last night. The girls were getting ready in my room because Tomcat was here, and then the boys were downstairs because they were like, all right, we're done. And then we decided that we wanted to gel everybody's beards with my hair gel. So I need a new bottle because we used a lot of it last night. And we were all pink. So we leave my house at exactly 6:45. We were like, this is our target. We were out the door. The boys were like, okay, let's go. And we were like, okay, we're ready. The boys had already packed. I said, boys, the men had already packed the car. We were set. It was all perfect. We're out the door. We go to Party City to pick up the balloons. This is a whole separate fucking story. I had ordered these balloons, 2 weeks ago?
Don't ask me. I was not in charge. I know nothing.
Okay, so like 2-something weeks ago, I ordered these balloons. Go in there, I pick everything out. I said, I want those balloons with the numbers, the rose gold Mylar balloons, a 40 and a 58. Well, we don't have any more of the pink ones. How about this instead? I was like, okay, cool. The medium-sized ones, please. Okay, great. So they picked those, put them in the little bag. I was like, cool. And then I said, okay, and how about that happy birthday balloon and that happy birthday balloon? And like, let's do some black and pink stars in a bouquet. Like, this was all supposed to be a bouquet. So I got to the register and they tallied it up and I was like, nah, never mind. Take out the stars. Because there was like 6 black and pink stars, 3 of each color in each bouquet. I was like, let's just take those out and just do the numbers and the happy birthday balloons. Cool. Took them off the bill, paid for it, left. They never removed the stars from the bouquet, from the bag.
Oops.
And they gave me the biggest fucking numbers that they had. And I was like, that's not what I paid for, but I wasn't going to say anything. Sorry, Party City workers, if any of you listen, but you done fucked up and I reaped the benefits of it.
But we thank you. We thank you
for our birthday gift from Party City. So I get in there. I was like, all right, guys, you stay in the car. I'll run in and pick up the balloons. I get in there. I'm standing in the balloon line. I turn to the side and I look at these and I went, oh God. Oh no. And I immediately get on the phone and I call Minnie. She puts it on the loudspeaker of the car so everybody can hear. I was like, I think I may need some help getting these balloons out of here. And they were like, oh, Jesus, what happened? I was like, this is way more than I thought it was going to be. So Minnie's fiance comes in and he turns, looks at this and goes, oh, God, like, how are we going to fit this in the car? Rara, when I tell you, it took
I've seen the
6
pictures.
people.
I've seen the pictures.
6 people, 10 full minutes to get 2 ginormous balloon bouquets into this car. We have to post these freaking pictures somewhere because the hilarity of trying to smash all of us together with these balloons, we couldn't see each other for the entirety of the ride into Crucible.
Listen, I'm just grateful you all didn't start peeing in your pants from laughter.
It wasn't laughter. I mean, I was in hysterics, but poor Minnie was like, I can't breathe. I'm claustrophobic. This is terrible. And she's in the back of the car. And like, and Tomcat's poor husband was like trying to hold all of the numbers.
I'm looking at the picture right now.
It was so freaking funny. Like, that's what took us so long. Remember how you asked us to like
send? Yeah, let me know when you.
That's what took us so long. Because we couldn't get ourselves and the balloons in there. And then, oh my God, then you should have seen us trying to get back out the car. We were like, we're stuck until one of you people in the front seat gets all the balloons out of here. We can't actually get out of the car.
Yeah, see, my problem was I was ready by 4:30. And then
I think I was getting in the shower at 4:30.
And I just had to sit there and wait. Like, now what do I do? It's too early to go.
Oh my God. So you had to wait like 3 more hours.
I'm like going, okay, I guess I will read a book. I'll orders in some food and eat.
We have to tell about the bathroom scene before we started the party. Like at 8:30 when we all trooped to the bathroom to change.
Oh yeah. It was a whole bunch of pink princesses trying to take up the entire bathroom as we do.
We weren't even in the stalls. We were just in the open area.
Yeah. And what's cool about the bathroom at Crucible is it's unisex.
Mm-hmm.
We all use the same fucking damn bathrooms.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit. Well, some people might shit, but
yeah, nobody had shit at that point.
No, but the best part was every single one of us. So it was you, Minnie, Tomcat, me, Kitty. Was there one more person? I feel like there was somebody back there.
Well, there were other people coming in and out trying to use things that we were blocking.
But we were the ones that were changing, and all, 5 of us had our tits out at the same time. We were just like in panties. That's the only thing any of us were wearing at that point. Daddy J comes in and he's like, oh, yes. The man has absolute radar for tits being out. It's just, yeah, so good at it. So he's just looking at all the boobies and we're like, yeah.
Well, I get there and I'm driving right past the doors of the Crucible when your whole group is coming through carrying stuff. So I roll down my window, I yell out, I'm like, hey guys, I'm going to need help unloading my car.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go around the corner and I park in my favorite spot by the tree where I pray there are no rats. Because we've seen rats there before. I mean, you're in downtown DC in the industrial section, folks. And there's rats. Or as somebody called them, DC squirrels.
Oh no.
Yeah, they're DC squirrels.
Those are ground pigeons. Well, no, pigeons are rats with wings. Let's put it that way.
Pretty much. So some guy is walking by and he's going, are you going to the Crucible? I said, yes. He's like, do you need help? I said, that'd be great. And he helps and he takes half the stuff. And Kitty and I take the other half. And as we're walking, I think Daddy J came back out and he's like, did you need help? I said, well, no, somebody else came and helped. Sure hope he's actually part of the Crucible. Otherwise, half my stuff's just been stolen.
Right? Yeah. No, we saw him going in and it was pink stuff. And I'm like, that looks familiar. It looks like Rara's stuff. And I've got the 2 guys with me, like, because Rara needed help. So I grabbed the 2 biggest dudes and I was just like, all right, let's go. And we were all standing there trying to figure out where you were because I thought you were right outside with your car and you weren't there. And we were like, okay.
So yeah, luckily he did work for he was staff and he did help and I didn't lose any of my stuff.
Yeah, good.
But got everything all set up, had our lovely little display area where we had pink candies for people to help themselves.
So good.
Too. And I
saw so many people with lollipops.
Well, because we all were trying to be phallic symbols, all doing the lollipops. And not many people took the taffy because there's a lot of taffy still. I
mean, taffy isn't that great.
Oh, I love taffy.
I saw a lot of lollipops going around. All right, so I go with that. There's so many more stories. It's going to be such a long episode.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to the party doors opening yet. We're still in just the setup stage. So I brought my candles with needles over to my Needle Top Learning Curve and gave them to them. And they said they had some other stuff too. Did I mind? I said, no, just set it up however you want it. I trust you. And I then decided that I was going to take, you had your 40 balloons by your station. So I figured I'd put the 58 balloons over, which is perfect because it's just the exact opposite corner anyway.
Right. It was perfection.
So put it by there. And as I do it, I knocked, because these balloons are huge and they're taller than I am by a large margin.
They were taller than I was.
That's what I'm saying. So by a large margin.
Yeah.
And I accidentally knocked off one of the directions. They had like those lantern things, light things. I don't know what you want to call them, above on the wall. Like little balls that were attached as a decoration.
Oh, okay.
And I knocked into one and it fell. So Learning Curve and I are looking at it going, how do we put that back up there? I said, I'll take care of it. And I jumped up on the counter.
Oh my God.
And then I stood and I fixed it. And Learning Curve was like standing next by it with their arms out, like ready to catch me if I fall.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, nope, I got this. I said, you understand this? This is my test. As long as I can still do this shit, I am not old. When I can no longer climb up on counters, then I am officially old.
Got it. I am old.
Then I'm not, because I was climbing up on the counters.
Okay, but also, I don't really need to.
Well, I do. You would have needed to. You wouldn't have been able to reach this anyway.
No, and I wouldn't have done it anyway because I don't climb shit because I'm not insane.
Well, listen, as a short person, I've been climbing onto counters for years. How else do you think I reached the top shelf?
I understand. So we're still not to the opening. And
no. But I fixed it and I was ready. And then we all got into our beautiful pink outfits.
Oh, yeah, there's another story. I couldn't find the outfit that I had bought for last night. I was like looking everywhere for this goddamn outfit. I still don't know where it is. Luckily, I had bought 3.
See, again, difference between you and I. My dress has been on a hanger for a week because I sprayed it with the de-wrinkle stuff and had it hanging from the hanger so there would be no wrinkles on it. And I knew exactly where it was. It was hanging in the guest bedroom, just waiting for me.
Nope, I had no idea where it was. So here's the thing. I think I accidentally returned it to Amazon. Because I had a bunch of returns, and I know that I returned one of the outfits. But again, lucky for me, I had bought something. I had bought a pink crop top too. And here's the other thing. I have never worn a crop top in my entire fucking life. So that was weird. But it looked great. And I combined it with something else and it looked fine. And we had a great time. And yeah, are we done with all the something stories? Are we ready to open the doors?
I'm ready. It's not, well, the doors open late at the party. So if we're late getting to the doors opening, we're fine.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Why was that?
I think everybody forgot who was supposed to be the official light turner offer.
Yeah, that was weird. I've never seen them go it was 10 minutes in and we were like, why are the lights still on?
Oh, yeah. See, that's not, as somebody who's been on the outside waiting to get in, not being able to get in till 10 after 9 is not abnormal. That has happened. But the fact that the lights were still off, somebody from the front desk came in and it's like, is somebody turning off the lights? Can we start letting people in?
Yeah, no, it was weird. We were like, oh, and he didn't do his usual, round up the staff and do
No, somebody said something to him before they turned off the lights. Somebody said, are you going to turn off the lights? You're going to do you have anything to say to us? And then he hurried up and gave the speech.
It was like a 2-second speech.
Normally
it's a lot longer.
The doors needed to open.
Oh, God. It was everybody was so oh, are you okay? What's happening? And he was just like, all right, we're doing this. Okay, don't fuck up. Done.
Yeah. Listen, what is the number one rule? Don't be a dick. So that's really, you don't need to do anything else because everything else pretty much falls under that one rule.
Oh my God. No, we were just, it was crazy. The setup was crazy. It was so good. It was so awesome.
And then the lights were turned off, the music
10
was
minutes
turned
later.
on, and the doors were opened, and in came the influx of pink.
Oh, it was like a pink parade.
Mm-hmm.
We should have done a pink fashion show.
I think we did. Well, you were stuck at the table doing your electro demos. I was walking around and talking to people and socializing.
I wasn't stuck
Well, that's
so
stuck is not
much.
the word.
I had chosen to
That's
work
true.
half the night because I wanted to do electro on people. And every slot was filled for me almost immediately. Yeah. Oh, that's a whole different story there. I'll tell that one later.
Yeah. I kept warning when some of our friends would come over and they'd want to go sign in
Mhm.
and they would see like only the later slots were open. I would point blank say to them, you do know that's not Dara. She's going to be doing other stuff. She won't
I
do that
didn't
slot.
know how to write that in there.
But a couple of people were like, oh, never mind then, and put like the pen down. They didn't sign up.
Oh, no, that's sad.
Well,
Oh,
'cause
and
it
the
was
other
our
one.
friends. It wasn't just like strangers. It was our
That's
friends.
true. Well, there was this one guy who said that he had never bottomed for anybody before, and he wanted me to pop his bottom cherry. Bottoming cherry? I mean,
Is
I don't
this
know
who
how
I
to-
think this is?
the
the one
guy
that-
with the lips, the boxers.
Yes, the one that I yelled at.
You yelled at him?
I was hurt because he let you pop his bottom cherry. Cherry bottom?
Bottoming cherry?
Bottoming cherry. And I said I was very hurt. And
Yes.
then as if that wasn't insulting enough later,
Oh my
later, I found out he let somebody else flog him for the first time.
god. Was it Safina?
Probably.
Okay, well, she's pretty good, so you got
It
it.
has nothing to do with being good or not. You're excellent at electro. That's not the point. The point is other people were selected to be his first, and I wasn't one of them.
I am so sorry that
And
you didn't get to do that. Rah, rah.
I'm surprised you haven't been in the main group chat because I did say something to him about it.
Oh, he's in there?
Yeah.
Oh,
This is what.
well, okay. So, but the thing is, his partner has been one of my bottoms for like a hot minute. And when they found out that I wasn't doing any scenes past like 11:20, I was done because your scene was at 11:30. So
Mhm.
like that was my cutoff. She actually gave up her spot so that he could come and take that
Aw.
spot and be topped by me. So, because I guess he wanted that specifically. So there was and there was a newbie. Okay. So right when the doors open, I don't know where I was or who I was talking to. I was like off to the side somewhere. I don't know why I wasn't at my station, but Daddy J came up to me and he was like, honey, Dara, because I wouldn't stop talking. I was like, what? He goes, there's a newbie over there that wants to sign up with you. And I like, you know that scene in E.T. where he's running and screaming and he's got his arms waving in the air like this, like up in the, like looking like I did that.
Of course you did.
Like arm flapping all over the place, like, ah! And like I ran over to the newbie and she's like, hey, I've never done this before. I was like, hey. And like, just, anyway, she was amazing. She's my new electro slut. It was fucking funny though.
I had some non-consensual rough body play.
Oh, did you?
Oh, I did. I was standing there by your station and our friend Bobby was in such a rush to hurry up and get his name on your board that he basically like shouldered me out of the way to get to the board. He didn't even say hello first before he shoved me to get to the board. I've already yelled at him, and I told him that I would be sharing this story on the podcast so that everybody knows what he did.
Oh my God, Bobby, you're in so much trouble. Hey,
just
don't
saying.
worry. I already punished him for you
Thank you.
because I wrote my name on his ass
Excellent.
with I wrote it in electro. So it like showed up as basically an electrical burn.
There you go.
You're
Well,
welcome.
I will also remember this the next time he wants to bottom for impact. I may be short, but I have a long memory.
Oh my God. Well, because he hasn't bottomed for me in a really, really long time.
Mm-hmm.
Normally he tops. So like, oh my God, I'm like crying. That's funny. I didn't know he did that.
Oh yeah, just shoved to get. And I'm like going, excuse me,
Well,
you don't
maybe he
even say
didn't see
hello
you.
first.
You're really short. Maybe he didn't see you.
Okay, I had on 3-inch heels. I had a couple people go, "Oh, you're taller than I remember," and I had to take off my shoes and show them why.
Okay. Oh, okay. What else? There's so many stories.
Well,
I'm trying
then,
to
okay. Then Sire Don gave us our birthday gifts.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Okay, I don't know what to call mine. I have
so
to come up with a
fluffy.
name. But and
Call it Fluffy.
I am blaming that toy for my lost voice.
This is you with a lost voice?
Yes, because I get laryngitis where my voice changes, but I never don't have a voice.
Oh, okay.
We've established that.
Yeah, you got your tonsils out and we're still talking.
Yeah. I kept going around to people going, look at my new toy. It's so fluffy.
We need to take pictures of those and post them like immediately.
Honey, they're already up on. I never come home from an event and don't make a TikTok.
Okay, but did you have a picture of my toy?
Well, no, because I'm not you.
Then.
Your toy
then.
went.
But I have to show my toy too.
Then take a picture and send it to me.
I will.
I made a TikTok at 3:15 in the morning. It's been posted on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
Okay, well, describe it to me because I still haven't seen this.
I thank everybody for a great night, and I show our wonderful gifts that we got.
Well, your wonderful gift.
Well, my 3 wonderful gifts, yeah.
Mm.
So, but yeah, so this thing from Don is, and this is Sire Don Leather. He is one of our affiliates. If you go to our pinkkingpodcast.com page for affiliates, you will get a link to his site. Use the code PinkKing for 10% off.
I was pimping his toys out last night. We need his cards. I don't know why he hasn't given us his cards yet to put out.
Riki Wasabi, I have his cards.
Okay, well, I need them because I keep showing people the toys that he's made for me, and this man makes some of the most unique fucking toys ever. They're incredible. So describe your toy.
So my toy, basically, it started out as a pool noodle. And it was a pool noodle put onto like a wooden dowel.
Mm-hmm.
And then the handle, he put the the leather strips, whatever, into a lovely pink and black design.
Mm-hmm.
And then he covered the pool noodle with this gorgeous pink and black, like rabbit fur feeling type.
Oh, it was
thing.
Incredible.
So, and it's huge. Like when you get around to watching the TikTok and you see this thing, I hold it up next to me to show the size of it compared to me.
I saw it was the size of your torso.
It's huge.
Your entire upper body.
It pretty much goes almost from my head down to my crotch area.
Oh wow.
So, I was showing it to Bobby and Dara, and Bobby goes, "Oh, have you had a chance to use it on anybody yet?" I said, "No. Are you volunteering?" He said, "Yes." So I went and he was lying on Dara's electro table. So I went and whacked him on the ass with it. And then Dara was like, "Oh, hold on, wait a minute."
Yeah, I was like, I can't see you using your birthday present without me using my birthday present. So mine was so I have been wanting one of these for like a year. It's just, I randomly came up with this idea and I was like, you know what? We should talk about doing this. And Dawn just made it for me for my birthday. It's an electro tennis racket, not a bug zapper.
No, that's different.
That's totally different. That's its own zappy zap. But this was to be used with when the bottom is conductive. It already is holding the little bar thing that connects to the wand. So they're already, live. And the bug zapper the tennis racket instead of the tennis strings, was lined with wire. And that wire was done in a spiral down the handle and then, had tape around it. And so after Rara hit Bobby on the ass with her present, I grabbed mine and I hit him on the ass with my present. And then fun
Then it was
ensued.
my turn again. And we started going back and forth. I hit, you hit, I hit, you hit.
Just
So much
over
fun.
and over and over and over. And we were like, when do we stop? And Rara's like, I don't know when we're going to stop. I was like, let's keep going. And we just kept hitting him.
And everybody around us was laughing hysterically. Kitty was like, oh my God, I'm going to pee in my pants.
Oh, she was falling over.
Yeah.
It was amazing and wonderful, and I had a blast.
We were dying. And like at one point, I think I doubled over and almost peed my pants because I was like, okay, we got to stop. We got to stop. And it was so much fun. And that was like that was my third person on the table. So it was 9:40.
Yeah.
Like party had just started. Oh, before that, I had 2 newbies. The very first person I had was Tomcat. Well, okay, not a newbie to Electro because I've done her before. Last time she came to the house, I did Electro on her, but that was like 2 years ago. So, but this was her first time at this dungeon. And then the first time that Minnie did Electro, I got to do it. And again, I have to point out, this is a coworker of mine. So tomorrow at work, this is going to be hilarious because I think I want to, what was it that I brought? I got a new toy that I used on her. It was a acupuncture roller. I think I'm going to bring that with me to work tomorrow and just like hold it randomly and watch her.
Yeah, see, and while you were doing all that, I walked around with my new cute fluffy toy and
just
showed it
screamed
to everybody, and people kept bending over. Try it on me. So I don't even know how many people I hit with just that one toy last night.
Oh God, it was so funny. But okay, so then the next thing that started happening was oh shit. Okay, so there's too much in my head right now. Oh, should we move into your birthday scene, or was there anything else in between?
For me, it was just walking around talking to people. Oh, I can tell you a couple of funny things before we get to that.
Okay.
So the way our dungeon is set up is there's like a walking path, sort of kind of around people,
circular,
and
yeah,
through. And I just kept going around and around talking to different people. And every time I would come by where our table was set up with the candies and the stuff, I would stop, and if there were people there, I would talk to them and pimp out the podcast and stuff. Plus my water bottle was underneath that table, so I would, every lap I'd stop. And at one point there was a lovely woman there, and I started talking to her, and I said, hey, help yourself to some candy, whatever. She goes, are you the lady from TikTok? I said, yeah, that's me. She goes, oh, my partner was telling me about you, and he was saying you were going to be here and blah, blah, blah. And I said, yes. So she and I started talking, gave her the business card.
Did she not realize it was your birthday party?
Well, she did. That's why, because he had told her. So then he comes in, because he'd been in the changing room. They had just gotten there. And he comes in, and she's like, here's the one you were talking about. And I'm like, yeah, hi. He goes, hi. I said, hi, I'm Rara. And he goes, hi. Told me his name. And then I went, oh, wait a minute. No. Let me do this the right way. Hi, I'm Princess Rara, one half of the Pink Kink podcast, where we educate about the pretty twisted side of kink.
Did you point to the other half, who was probably so focused on what she was doing on the table? Okay.
Afterward, I did, but I had to do the spiel,
yes,
so he would know it really was me.
Okay, so I remembered a story from pre-setup or from setup that we forgot to mention, and it's really important that we mention it.
I'm so not surprised. It's
one of our birthday
ADD
presents
version.
Yes, but it's one of our birthday presents that we got.
Okay.
From Vixen.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. She made us little table signs on easels made out of like gems, like, those little fake gemstone things on strips. She made us signs using those on little mini easels for our stuff.
And
for
it
our
says,
tables.
do not touch toys.
Because of all the times that we have been bitching about people touching our stuff without consent, which is a huge no-no. And Mine said, or you will get zapped.
Yeah.
At
Yours
the
is more
bottom.
specific. She had said to me that if I wanted something more on mine, she would do it. But because I top for different, like
Mhm.
for either needles or impact, like what would you put down? I mean, I could say,
You could get
or you'll get
stabbed.
hurt. You're going to get hurt. But for some people, that might be an enticement. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. So I wanted to mention they're stunning. She had to take mine back because one of the gems was like coming off and she wanted to put some stuff on it to make sure
Mod
it all
Podge.
stayed together.
She's going to
Mod
Mod
Podge.
Podge it. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's so thoughtful because we both had been complaining recently about this
Mhm.
weird influx of people who forget the basic Dungeon 101 rules of not touching
The
stuff
day
that's not yours.
after being at Dungeon 101, which was the kicker.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. So
but-
thank you, Vixen. They're wonderful.
right. So that was pretty much it until 11:30 when it was time for, oh, is there something else?
Yes. Right
sorry.
before this. This is okay. So it wouldn't be us without a little drama, right?
Yes.
So I was supposed to stop. My last scene was 11 o'clock, ends at 11:20. It was a wonderful scene. I did the group scene with our darling Katie Rose, who was usually one of my finales.
Who's, by the way, it was her birthday too.
Yeah, it was her birthday the night before. So yes. Okay, so we have to talk about her scene too. So we did a group scene and it was fantastic because we put tinsel on her. I think I had something like 8 garlands of tinsel on her. And I pulled people in to wrap their arms and, wrap the tinsel around themselves and be a part of it. And then I would just zap back and forth and get, I don't know, somewhere between 6 and 10 people at the same time. At one point, I was conducting an orchestra of screams. Did you see that or hear
No.
that?
I was probably running around letting everybody know we were
Yeah.
close to 11:30.
I wish that, okay, so Navi was part of it and 2 other random people and Minnie and this other girl who was relatively new. And I had put Minnie and this other girl next to each other because their screams were so similar. And then Navi was next to me and then there were 2 other girls in between them. And I was just like using my wand, going back and forth on the tinsel like this. And my other hand was conducting like an orchestra. And every time it hit one of Tomcat was in there too. And then there was 2 people in between. And they would go, ah, oh, ee! Like I just kept going back and forth and hitting them at random times. And they would scream. And it was like a symphony. It was so
Aw.
beautiful. And then again, with the drama, that was supposed to be my last scene. I didn't know that the person who was supposed to be coming and taking over had at 8:30 apparently messaged me and said that there was family issues and he couldn't make it. I was like, oh, fucking shit. Nobody told me until 11:20 when I'm trying to get ready to go to your scene. So I ran around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to get people to fill in. I asked Bobby because I trust him with my stuff. And he was like, well, I wanted to watch Rara's scene. I was like, fuck. So I ended up asking Noir, who is my new trainee for Electro, who is goddamn amazing, by the way. I say, can you do this for the duration of Rara's scene? Like take over for all these people that signed up. And I think she had just gotten there like maybe 10, 15 minutes prior. And she says, yeah, absolutely. I'll do this. And then Bobby would take over after that because they're literally the only 2 people that I trust with my stuff. And I am so grateful to her for stepping in like that. But the drama that caused for like 5 or 6 minutes before getting to your scene was ridiculous. I'm kind of mad nobody actually told me because I didn't have my phone. We're not supposed to have our phone, so I didn't check it once we walked in that door.
Yep.
Anyway.
So it's 11:30. It's time for my scene. Go into the needle play area. And you have to understand, I was turning my ass into a birthday cake. So I'm lying down. I can see fucking nothing. I don't know what's happening other than being poked.
Because your face was to the wall. You weren't actually facing the audience.
No, my face was specifically to the wall because we wanted the photographer to take pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And in order for the photographer to get good pictures, we also needed to make sure nobody else was in them who didn't want to be in them.
Right. And it was weird not having you interacting with the audience during one of your scenes, though. So I was doing it for you.
Yes. Which was, I mean, it was, and because of that, my reaction after the scene was very different. Normally, these scenes energize the hell out of me.
Mm-hmm.
But because I didn't have that direct interaction with the audience, like I was ready for a nap.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah.
That's completely the opposite.
The exhibitionist, extroverted exhibitionist. You took away my ability to interact with others. And it was just me and the pain, and I was just totally mellow about it.
We took away the extrovert part.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the exhibitionist part. And I'll tell a little bit more about that because I found out some things afterward that I don't think I shared with you yet.
Oh.
So what happened is and Dara's gonna have to describe some of this because again, I couldn't see, so I don't know what was put in my ass.
Oh, no. Okay.
I do know I had created, and for those of you who do follow on TikTok, I made a TikTok video showing this. I put candles, letter candles that say happy birthday into needles, and those were going to go into my ass. Well, Learning Curve was taking it to a whole different level and added a lot more.
Like they do.
And I don't even know how much more was added. I do know.
Quite a bit.
And I was also getting needles in a couple of places I'd never had needles before. So like
the insides of your thighs, right?
Both the inside and outside. I'd never had them on my thighs. I'd never had them past my ass.
Okay.
But so the funny thing is that at one point, Learning Curve takes my left leg and moves it out and my right leg and moves it out so that they can put the needles on the inside of my thighs. And all I could think was, oh my God, do all the people now behind me watching have a shot of my pussy?
So nobody said anything?
I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. And then, well, I'll know when I finally see the pictures. But that was my first thought.
You know who was directly behind you, by the way, and really would have had a good view of that?
Not a clue.
Hot Asian guy.
Well, I'm not surprised that's where he stayed. Listen, I appreciate the fact there were several people, who, including yourself, who are not necessarily needle fans, who were very kind to stick around.
I was there for the entire scene, Rara.
Not the entire scene, because I kicked you out when it was time for the needles to come out.
Okay, but that wasn't part of the actual scene. That was part of the
cleanup.
Yes, it
is.
Okay, whatever.
When it's needle.
Well, so you said, okay, now you beckoned me over, and I'm like, okay, yeah, what do you need? Do you need me to get you something? Water? What do you need? And she's like, you need to go because they used 18 gauge needles. And when they come out of me, there's going to be blood. And I went, out.
Well, so the funny story about the 18 gauge, because again, I can't see what's going in me. So I don't have a fucking clue. And there were several needles that were very ouchy.
There were pink ribbony pom-poms. There were, let's see. And then there was pink ribbon tied between the pom-poms and some of the candles. And this was the funniest part. When the photographer was trying to actually take the pictures of the whole thing before they were lit, the bee kept turning. So it was backwards. So I don't know if you felt it, but Learning Curve kept trying to turn the bee so that it was straight. And I think they had to do it like 3 times before the bee actually like lined up with all the other words or letters.
I was in the zone. I was honestly in the zone, just feeling it and enjoying it and feeling all the love and attention that was coming from people. So the funny thing is Learning Curve put in on my right leg and they were ouchy and then checked in with me. And I said, those kind of hurt. And Learning Curve goes, that's because those were 18 gauge. And you have to understand the largest I've ever done is 16 gauge. So this is the second largest. I don't typically do a lot of 18 gauges, and I've certainly never had them in that area. So I'm like, those kind of really hurt. And Learning Curve goes, well,
but they're the pink ones. And I wanted to do the pink ones.
Yes.
I'm like, well, yeah.
They were really,
okay.
really tall candles.
Yeah. Those were Sire Don had made. Because Sire Don also, in addition to all the amazing, wonderful Impact toys, also sells wax for wax play. And he was kind enough to make those candles out of the body safe wax that he uses.
Maybe for next year's birthday, I can do a wax play scene and they can write happy birthday on me.
Okay. So Learning Curve's like, can you handle 3 more on the left side so you're even?
You're even.
Like,
oh, challenge accepted.
I'm like, fuck. Yes, of course. How can I not be even? I'm a Virgo. Is it going to, beauty before pain? What can I say? You just have to do this. And then when they finished, I looked at them and I said, that was more than 3. I think they lied to me. I'm just saying.
It was only 3.
They hurt.
No, you'll see in the pictures. No, it was actually quite beautiful.
So that's all I've heard from a lot of people. It was like really stunning art. So I'm so excited to see what Learning Curve came up with, because I so love the fact that I had this idea and then they took it to the next level. And those are the kind of people that I love working with, that we can almost riff off of each other with ideas.
Well, because Don is one of them. You tell him an idea for a toy and he just goes.
Right. So you guys lit the candles. You sang happy birthday.
Oh, that was one of the comments that I got. They were like, oh, so you did that really, really fast. And I was like, yeah, because they were melting onto her ass and she told me to do it fast.
Yeah. I mean, it worked, because part of the problem was the big, tall pink ones were paraffin wax and they were body safe. The happy birthday itself were just candles I bought from the dollar store that I tested. I went to the dollar store. This was Learning Curve's suggestion. I went to the dollar store and I bought a whole bunch of different kinds of candles and I bought them all in doubles. And then tested all the candles to see which ones I could tolerate the pain of the wax strippage from. And so the happy birthday were not necessarily, I don't recommend for wax play, but I also knew that this would not be on a long time and we might even get them blown out before any wax would drip on me.
How'd I do?
No, you did good. Apparently the only wax that I actually felt, according to Learning Curve, was they used one of those candles that Don said, and that's what dripped on me. And here's the funniest thing. So Learning Curve had said to me, originally, they're like, have you ever used those candles before? I said, no. They said, well, I just tried it on me and it's pretty owie. Do you want to try it? So they were trying to drip the wax on me. It was taking fucking forever and the wax wasn't dripping. So I said, this should be fine. It's not even dripping on me. We should be able to sing the song and blow them out before it would drip on me. I didn't know that it really owied Learning Curve. Now that's what did drip on me and I was fine. But Learning Curve was later putting like cold compresses on their arm. But here's the thing, right? So we blew out the candles. We? It's the royal we, honey. I am a princess. Oh. And then took the needles out, put them into the sharps. And then I'm talking to our friend Katie, and Learning Curve, I didn't realize, had gone to get some paper towels to wet them with cold water to put on where their owie was. And I had been in the same position for so long, I kind of like lifted up a little bit and stretched. I couldn't get up yet because I was still clotting. And I bumped into the sharps container, knocking it on the floor.
Oh, no.
So Learning Curve had to get down and make sure they didn't miss anything. And then the Crucible manager had been walking by, the manager on duty, and was like, why are you on the floor? So Learning Curve explained. He got a flashlight. He also double checked. There was nothing on there. I'm like, I just wanted to crawl into a hole.
My God.
I'm so sorry.
Well, okay. So back up a little bit. I don't know if you saw any of this, but while Learning Curve was putting the candles in your ass,
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to interact with the crowd. There was a huge amount of pink negligee wearing ladies sitting on one fucking table in there. And like probably way too many of us. We like really exploded the weight limit, but that table held up. And Raven and Hot Asian Guy decided to, or no, Raven was encouraging it. So it was Katie and Hot Asian Guy decided to have a little competition. They both were using me as a stripper pole.
Mm-hmm.
And the crowd was going nuts. And I'm standing there like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. This is the weirdest. Oh my God. And then Raven would like rate them. And she kept consistently giving Hot Asian Guy like deliberately low scores.
So he was getting very competitive, huh?
Uh-huh. Oh my God.
Well, speaking of the crowd, I heard, again, because I couldn't see, I had been told it was an extremely large crowd.
It was massive.
And later, I ran into Cosmo, the gentleman who runs Risque. And I had said to him, did you get a chance to see it? Because he was so excited about the scene. Because he's a showman. And I get it. I'm a show woman. And he's like, you're getting pictures, right? And I said, well, of course. And he goes, I'm gonna pay for these pictures for you. It's my birthday gift to you. You and Dara. It's my birthday gift.
He didn't tell me that.
Well, he told me that, so now I'm telling you.
Okay.
So I said, well, thank you very much. I said, and please feel free to use my pictures to promote Risque however you want. Go for it.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, awesome. So later I wanted to make sure he was getting his money's worth and got these great pictures. And he said, do you have any idea how many people were there at the scene? I said, no, I couldn't see. He said, over half the club stopped and came to watch your scene. He said it is the largest group watching one scene that I have ever seen at Crucible.
That's
At Risque.
insane. I might
It
have
is
had
the
more
most
if I
watched
had been
scene.
out in the public.
Yeah. It was the most watched scene in at least his recollection.
That's crazy. Well, good. You won a competition,
And
Rara, that we didn't even know we were doing.
I wasn't, yeah. Yay me.
Good job. So I was bouncing because people were like, why are you here? Are you able to do this? And people were like, okay, so let's cover your eyes. I was like, no, it's fine. I didn't actually look directly at the candles. And I was wearing a mask. So, you couldn't recognize me because Clark Kent rules.
Mm-hmm.
And I blew out the candles. And it was insane. But I was literally bouncing on the balls of my feet, Rara. Bouncing. From oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. Oh my God, this is going to be crazy. This is awesome. Like, I'm going to do this. So yeah, I blew Rara's ass.
Yep. She blew hot air up my ass.
It was to the
It's
side.
my story, and I'm sticking to it.
It was awesome.
But then I kicked Dara out because I knew there would be blood.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm being, and I wanted to, there was no consent for Dara to see blood.
There is never consent for Dara to see blood.
I knew the needles going in because remember, I'm thinking they're just my little tiny 25 gauge happy birthday needles. So I knew that wasn't really going to cause blood. I did not know about all the others that were going to happen. And before anybody gets upset and thinks that Learning Curve did this without my consent, Learning Curve has blanket consent to do whatever the fuck they want during our scenes.
Mm-hmm.
They know what my limits and boundaries are. In fact, we talked about a future scene and they said, you're not ready for it yet. And I said, okay. So we have that kind of relationship. So I'm not upset
awesome.
with Learning Curve at all about having done that. And I've taken 18 gauge before. That's not new. But yeah, so I kicked Dara out. Luckily, Katie stayed with me, kept me company while I lay there trying to clot. Learning Curve put tape over a couple of spots that were just taking longer because they said as soon as I stood up, they would like reopen again, which they barely did. I have one of my superpowers is I clot very fast, which is great for this type of play, but not so good if I'm trying to do an intentional blood play scene. And And I started to get cold because that was I don't want to call it drop because it wasn't drop, but that was my coming down from the scene.
Yeah.
And I was getting cold and I wanted to put my clothes back on. So I did that. And then I took a Chucks and sat down in a chair and let gravity do its work to finish the blotting. And it was very sweet because a couple of people came up to me. One friend brought me a water bottle. Somebody else came up and said, "Oh my God, that was so cool. What an amazing scene." I was laughing with Cosmo. I'm like, "Oh, He goes, "You got to keep doing stuff like that." I'm like, "Shit, what am I going to do next year?"
Right?
This is the problem. I should have started at 20 and worked my way up. And I didn't. But speaking of which, and this I know, I don't think I've told you about this either. I had a long talk with our friend Naughty and Nice. And I realized, because I know you had said this was a big milestone birthday for you. You were 40. This is not a big milestone birthday for me. I'm a mere 58. But I have a really fucking big one coming up in 2 years when I turn 60. So what am I going to do for that? And last night she texted me and was like, "Oh my God, the year you turned 60 is the year I turned 50. I went, "Oh, wow. Well, we're going to have to do something."
When is her birthday?
She's not September, she's March.
Oh, okay.
But it's all in 2025. Mm-hmm. And then I got talking to a group of people last night, and I was telling them this story too. And I think it was Tomcat. So I have to double check. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, because I'm blanking. Who said to me, "Oh, I turned 40 that year." And Princess Bradican is like, "I turned 30 that year."
Oh,
so we decided in 2025, the four of us are going to do some sort of kinking through the generations scene.
Like decades.
With a 30, 40, 50, and 60-year-old.
That's fantastic.
But my big thing that I am going to do for 60, and I'm announcing it here because the more people I tell, the less I can back out of it. Because I don't do shit like that. Once I announce it, I'm going to do it because I don't want to be a chicken shit. So for my 60th, I almost feel like, will you put in a drum roll here for me?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. I'm going to do hook suspension.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere near you for that one. You are on your fucking own.
I accept that. But I figure as a 60-year-old woman, and then for my 70th, Diesel and I talked. I don't know if I'll do it on 70, but Diesel and I have the same vanilla bucket list item. We both want to jump out of an airplane.
Yeah, no.
So I will do that at some point.
Okay, have fun.
Probably once I'm on Medicare, just in case.
Mm-hmm. And you have your will all set up?
Other than my kink items, I have nothing to give away.
Okay, good. I get all of those.
Well, you can distribute them. They won't do you any good.
I'll be the executor of your will.
There you go. My executor, my kink will. I'd like my toys to be spread out so a lot of people can benefit.
Got you.
But yeah, so in 2025, I'm going to do hook suspension.
I will sell your toys to the highest bidder. I'll do a Kiki auction of toys and use that for your fucking funeral with chicky nuggies and squawky chickens.
Yeah. So, all right. I just got an alert from my son. This is an important announcement. For those who follow us regularly, you know that every year I make a football bet with my friend, Mr. Irrelevant.
Yes.
Football season officially is back in. We have a new bet this year. Please don't ask me what it is because I don't remember. I have to go look at my notes.
Doesn't matter. He'll lose anyway.
But, his team just barely won the first game.
Oh.
So the pressure is on for me to win my game later today.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's get to my scene.
Yep.
Which is, how shall I put this? Messy. So I decided, what the fuck, why not? And I did a splashing scene. So our friend Navi, she came up with this idea and then everybody just kind of ran with it. Like the littles in my group were like deciding all this stuff. And I was like, you know what? This sounds fucking awesome. Let's do it. And basically the plan was to decorate me as a birthday cake. So they got icing, whipped cream, and sprinkles. And they were asking me the day before in our chat, they were like, hey, what color sprinkles do you want? Like, obviously pink. Do you want purple too? I said, you know what? Go get all the colors because I want to be a rainbow sprinkle unicorn cupcake. So I was my own cupcake minus the needles. And, well, candles. So I I stripped down to just my panties, which is not ever something I have ever done in public before. Not a single time in the 20 years I have been in kink have I stripped down and like been bare chested in front of a bunch of people. So that was first number one. I stepped into a baby pool and we had decided that all the people that were not getting pictures taken would be first. And we had, a release form and all this other stuff for it. So they started dripping this stuff on me. Instantaneously, I didn't realize that they had kept it in the refrigerator, but I probably should have because icing, if you don't keep it in there, it'll melt. This shit was freezing and they immediately put it on my tits. Immediately.
It was cold. Well, okay, here's the funny thing. So we're all standing around waiting and everybody's like, well, what are the directions? How are we doing this? What's the plan? And I turned, and Vixen was one of the people who's like, so what's the plan? How are we doing this? Whatever. And I turned to Vixen. I said, you have to understand, I had nothing to do with this scene. This was entirely Dara's scene. Dara set the whole thing up. There's no plan.
There's no plan.
I said, had I set it up, trust me, there would have been a whole plan. But I didn't. So there's no plan.
There was kind of a plan. I mean, first of all, there was a crowd of people in that room. And we had to do it in the photo room. Mm-hmm. It was a huge scene. It was about 20 people in this taking part of this scene. And the photographer was like, yeah, we have to do it in the photo room because that's where all the lights and stuff are.
Right.
So we couldn't do it in the area at large. But if we had, I probably would have had a bunch of people watching. So I'm really, really glad that we did it in the photo room because I didn't want that many people. There were people that I didn't know that were coming into the room to watch the scene. So Cosmo, the guy that runs Risque, and Safina, the security person that we were talking about that just clears the entire club with just, one yell. We're in there. They were like, do you want this many people? I was like, they can watch. None of them are allowed to touch me. And I handed Safina the lick list, which is what we were calling it, is that only these people are allowed to decorate and lick me. And my God, was she on that shit. She just security'd my entire scene.
She was awesome.
She's always pretty awesome. That blew my mind. And they were like, if you are not on this list, you do not touch her. She has permission to kick your balls, kick your ass, wrestle you to the ground, and kill you. And I was like, all right, I'm giving that permission to Safina and our friend Marla Jane, who loves to wrestle people. So
and then I don't know if you heard me yell out when Safina went through the list of what she was going to do to them. Mm-hmm. I said, and you'll be happy doing it. She's like, yes, I will.
I think she was hoping for somebody to come after me so she could take them down. But yeah, I had so many awesome people doing this and taking part. It was, I don't know how long the scene took. It was like half hour, 40 minutes, right?
I didn't pay attention, at least, yeah.
Yeah, it was
probably longer to clean up.
Yes. The cleanup was insane. We had towels, we had washcloths, we had baby wipes. I smelled like icing until we got home, and I was finding it crusted on my thighs, in between my toes. There was some of my hair. It was under my fingernails. It was everywhere. But the highlight. So first of all, one of my other coworkers came and he was dressed in full-on drag. And it was spectacular.
Looks stunning because I loved the V-neck blouse and all the chest hair coming out.
Well, and the beard too, with the full makeup. Yeah. No,
I was jealous of the eyelashes.
Oh, he does such good makeup. And like the bustier bra with the socks for boobies. So, of course, I had to stick my face in his boobs and do the brrrr.
Well,
Monday's going to be interesting.
We told Daddy J to do that to you when when it was his turn for the splashing. He had a different idea in mind.
He did not tell me any of that. So he was actually, I'm pretty sure, the highlight of the entire scene. When we said go, the photographer was like, all right, go for it. Start licking. And she was going to start taking pictures. Daddy J took a can of whipped cream. And within, 2 seconds, had it all up on my underwear on my cooch. And shoved his face into my cooch and started munching.
Yep. He was like, I can't believe nobody else would do that. I was like, I didn't even know that was an option.
Nobody else would dare.
I went for the boob.
Everybody went for the boob.
Well, they're there.
They're
large and
there.
in your face. So, like, yeah.
And I was holding them up so people could put like cherries in the cleavage. And I was holding up the cherry. And we were just having a blast. So the other funny part, and I don't know if she got a picture of this. Daddy J and my coworker who was in drag, they had very, very messy faces. Daddy J had, in like globs of icing and stuff dripping off of his face. So my coworker, Alejandro, goes and licks his face. And they made sure that I would see it too. They were like, hey, Dara, come look at us. And then Alejandro does this big lick up Daddy J's face and licks the icing off of him that Daddy J had licked off of me. And I was just like, oh my God, when did you guys plan this?
They
And
did.
like,
it was spontaneous.
They did. But they made damn sure that I was watching because they knew I'd get a big kick out of that. And it was hysterical. And one of our other friends had missed her part in the scene. Like I guess she forgot the time and didn't get there in time. So she came in for the cleanup. So I had her lick it off my fingers.
It was some good whipped cream. And then I left. I think it was Vixen, was somebody was coming around with like different colored, like not sprinkles so much like the little balls.
Yes.
And they're like, which color do you want? And I just kind of stopped and looked at them for a second. Like, did you just really ask me that? It was Vixen.
Yeah.
I'm like, give me the pink. Come on. This is me. Didn't realize this was a question.
And there was like pink and purple and like the light blue. So I got to be a rainbow sprinkle unicorn.
Like, duh.
It was
so were you
amazing.
Sugar rainbow sprinkled unicorn?
Yes. So I guess my unicorn name is Sugar Rainbow Sprinkle.
Right.
Makes sense, right?
I think it was great. It was, I will tell you, I was watching your face and the joy.
Did you recognize me through the mask?
Yeah, a little bit. Not the first time I've seen you with a mask either.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But the, I am not a voyeur.
Mm-hmm.
Watching strangers do stuff only interests me if they're doing something unique and special that I've never seen before and I'm interested in or want to learn from. I do get pleasure from watching my friends do something that is special to them. And so watching your face last night, the enjoyment on your face was really cool.
I was screaming for most of it.
Well, it was cold. People were sticking it in all your crevices.
Oh my God, there was blue icing in my belly button.
I had whipped cream. I tried to put whipped cream in your belly button.
Well, that was the very first person to do it was Noir, and she put it directly in my belly button. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
She goes, well, I gotta.
Yeah, I tried it.
It was amazing.
I did a heart in whipped cream on your chest.
Yes.
And then I got your nipples and your belly button.
And then
I was
Raven,
doing art.
You were. Nobody else was. They were just dripping it all over me, just to
thinking
cover as much as possible.
Pretty twisted side of kink. That's the pretty part.
I was pretty?
That was the pretty part.
You were twisted. I was pretty.
I made the pretty. I made the pretty on you. So yes.
Oh my God. I was absolutely disgusting. I couldn't, the entire car ride home, all we could talk about was how much the sugar smell was in everywhere in that car.
You show up to clean up with one thing of baby wipes. Like that was going to do it.
No. There were towels.
Yeah. But like that's real. The towels wasn't gonna clean your skin. It was just gonna wipe it down.
No, well, my plan was to go to the bathroom and like actually kind of wash off.
There's no showers. It's just sink.
Right. It worked.
And yet you said you smelled the sugar the whole way home.
Well, yeah, because I wasn't like actually showering. I was wiping it off. So I was using water. I still smelled the icing. The first thing I did when I got home after taking the dogs out was get in that shower.
Yeah. Well, you had it in your hair as much as you put your hair up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what splashing scenes are. They be messy.
They be messy. So that is definitely one of the things on my kink bucket list that I can check off now. Super excited about that. That's something I've always wanted to do.
So there you go. Perfection. And then it was cleanup time, and we managed to get everything cleaned up and put away. And so I got my last gift of the night from my friend Raven. It is so fucking cute. I got this is what I love the friends who know us so well. Like they got me these unique gifts that they know I would absolutely love. It is a pink rubber ducky paddle. And it's not a little rubber ducky. Like this rubber ducky
a big rubber ducky.
Almost the size of my head. It's huge. And I can't wait to hit people with it. I am going to, this is going to be half the fun is I'm going to lay my toys out on the table and there's going to be a pink rubber ducky paddle laying out there too. All I need now, and Sire Don said he would make it for me as soon as I get enough. I need to collect pink rubber chickens and he is going to make me a pink rubber chicken flogger. And then my collection, I was talking
Wouldn't
to somebody.
You think my collection's complete?
Better
You have to
than
play
that.
that song.
Better than that. So now I have the rubber duck. I do have the rubber chicken that I could still use to hit people with. And I have a rubber ducky. A friend is going to look and try to get me a pink rubber cow.
Oh, no.
And then turn that into a paddle.
Oh, my God.
And then they have volunteered to bottom as I do an old McDonald's had a farm scene.
I have to watch
on
that.
their ass.
I have to watch that.
Had a chicken, E-I-E-I-O.
Oh my God, we have to get you all pink rubber animals. That's a mission now. That is a mission. All pink kinksters.
We need to find pink rubber animals that we can turn into paddles of some sort or floggers or something. So I can do an old McDonald's had a farm scene.
You can either send it to us, the actual animal, or you can send us the link to it.
Look at you. Look at you. We actually have a P.O. box now, which
yes,
we haven't talked about on the podcast yet. We have an official P.O. box. It is on our website on the Contact Us page. If you'll give me a second here, I will actually tell it to you guys. So nice and slow. All right. You can send it to us at PK Podcast, P.O. Box 150782 in Alexandria, Virginia, 22315. You can send us pink rubber animals. You can send us messages, cards, whatever. We are working on putting together an Amazon wish list that we will make public. So, because people have been asking, so you can do that. Send us postcards so we know from all over the world. Like that'd be very cool to get postcards from all over the world from our listeners.
We could put that on the wall of our dungeon. That way, I really, really want those. Like if you live not in the United States or like not in our state or whatever, send us
in the United States too, because then we could try to collect one from every state.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Right? So that would be awesome. But yeah, so if you see any of this stuff, please, I want to do an old McDonald's had a farm scene with all of this. That's my plan.
Going to be ridiculous. All right. Is there anything else?
Yes, there should be a couple things. So I left when the lights were turned on and it was time to go home. Did my usual stopping at McDonald's for my chicken nuggies, because that's important. But you said that Cosmo had a request, and I'd like you to share that with everybody.
That we do this again next year? Oh yeah, no, he's
trying to set you up here. Work with me.
Sorry, I didn't know which request you were talking about.
I didn't know there were multiple.
Well, this is I guess. Yeah, no, he said, this is awesome. He says, I fully want to do this every year. He said, I think this is going to be our new permanent September theme.
Yes.
So we have to like continuously top ourselves every year now. This is going to be insane.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do.
I don't have any idea what I'm going to do. There's not a whole lot I will do.
Yeah, there's a whole lot I will do, but is it topping what I already did? I don't know. I've got a year to think about it.
Yeah. Well, if you guys have any suggestions for us, I mean, you know us well enough.
But not hook suspension, because that's not till 2025. And I can't do that. And I have to do that in January, not September, because that's when the hook suspension guy comes to Crucible.
Note to self, do not show up in January to Crucible. Okay.
But for those of our listeners who were there, thank you so much. We absolutely loved the support. I mean, last night, the love from our community was unbelievable. It's like we're just one big, happy, dysfunctional family, but happy.
Crazy. Yeah. There was no sane in any of our stuff last night.
No. And for those who don't live in the DMV area, you are on notice. You have a year to plan now. There's plenty of hotels if you don't live within an easy driving distance. Second Saturday in September of 2024.
Yeah.
I had to think what year we're in. It's all good. I barely know what day it is. So 2024. And we'd love to have you join us for next year's Pink Kink takeover of Risque.
I think that about sums it up. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. If you have a question you would like answered or just have a story about the lifestyle you want to share, you can send us a voicemail and maybe it'll be featured in an episode. Just go to pinkkinkpodcast.com to contact us.
Follow us on social media. On Twitter, Instagram, and FetLife, we are Pink Kink Podcast. And on TikTok, we are Pink Kink Podcast 2.0. Join our Facebook group, Pink Kink Podcast, and hang out with other Pink Kinksters.
If you love what we do and are able to help support us, we are on Patreon. Just look for us on patreon.com/pinkkinkpodcast. You can also help support our affiliates, which benefits small businesses and Pink Kink.
Even if you can't show your support financially, there are other ways you can help. You can spread the word about our kinky podcast and tell your friends about us. You can also rate and review Pink Kink on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. The 5-star reviews really help.
Don't forget to subscribe to Pink Kink so you don't miss a minute of the fun. New episodes come out every Friday.
Until next time, stay pretty, stay safe,
and stay twisted.